Hello, hello. How are you doing tonight? It's that time of that time of the month. Yeah, it's that time at the end of the month when I do an empties video where I go over the empty containers and talk about the products that each that were in each container and why I like them, or if I didn't like them, why I didn't like them, or and go over like all the different things we used up. And it's actually been, even though February is a short month, it really has been. We both somehow went through a lot of products, and I like sharing and discussing what all that we use and how we used them and all those fun things. And before I get too involved, don't forget to hit thumbs up. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. I just hit 2,300 subscribers. I'm so excited. It's a big move, to get this high. I know compared to the ones who are at 2 million or the ones who are at 250,000 or 500,000, whatever, but this has been a very slow climb for me. This has been from, being stuck at like 25 followers for years. I was stuck for the longest time and couldn't figure it out. And then it took me a lot of trial and error of posting different things, putting these little hashtags here, trying this, trying that, trying all these different things, and finally, finally getting something right and finally attracting you all to watch me on a regular basis. So I'm very grateful. Want to welcome my new followers and welcome back the people who've been following me all along, or maybe those who started following me this past year. That's when I had, this past year has been the biggest jump. So I'm very, very grateful. So I just wanted to say that. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload more videos. Okay. So I just want to also, one little piece of business. It was February 13th that I was shut down from all the Meta apps, and it took me about 10 days of waiting. I had appealed the suspension because I had nothing to do with what the reason was. Apparently there was some bot. They claim that there was a bot that was attached to my Instagram that was doing something, and as somebody said, this happens, and sometimes it's a way of being hacked, or sometimes it's a way of taking over somebody's account, and then they'll post things on through your thing, and then it gets flagged, and somebody complains or whatever. But I didn't know any of that. All I knew was what they told me. But some other things had happened on my Facebook that I'd seen were suspicious, that I got rid of, that I saw that some strange people were following me all of a sudden and different things. So I kind of got rid of them. And as soon as I did that, that's when everything happened. So I still don't know if those people were following were like spy bots or something. I don't know. This situation these days can make you really paranoid, or if the other thing was a spy bot. I don't know. But anyway, everything was shut down for 10 days. I did not get any of my accounts. I tried to appeal it. I had friends that sent me screenshots because I couldn't even access my account. I was emailed. I did this. I did that. All these different things. Jumped through a lot of hoops. And after about 10 days of waiting, the things are affecting my business because I post on multiple platforms. I do a lot of different things. And I was trying to collaborate, or working on, before it all happened, collaborating with other makeup artists on Instagram, and starting to go live with them and starting to do different things. And then all this stuff happened, and I'm like, and sometimes you only know people by their screen name. Like some of you all, I only know you by your screen name. It might not be your real name, but I only know you by your screen name. And if I only knew you this way and something were to happen to me here, I would lose you forever, unless you sort of follow me. That's why I keep telling you all to follow me on, go to my link tree, follow me on my other accounts. I don't like putting all my eggs in one basket. I have learned, okay? And strangely enough, at the beginning of every year, sometimes I'll have a laptop crash or I'll have something happen. Like 2 or 3 years ago, I had some other thing happen. And thank God I had saved a lot of photos on my external hard drive. But like you can lose like a lot of things, documents and stuff. But I had already started saving because of a crash from 2 years prior to that. But somehow something will happen when these companies do these updates and these things. And I lost years of albums that I had made on Facebook, but luckily I had backed those things up myself. I'd always kept my own copies of those photos, digital copies and things, and so I wasn't just throwing things up, but there was still a lot of like what I would just call impromptu things like sunset pictures and a lot of random dog photos. Well, I keep most of them, but there's still lots of pictures of me and my husband, or lots of things that, yes, some of those things I'll keep on my phone, and then I will put on my, later, put on my external hard drive or save to a hard drive of a computer. But I've learned never to put everything on, to just say, oh, I'm going to always do, everything's going to be on here, or everything's going to be over here, or something's going to be over here. You could have all your pictures on Flickr, and then something could happen to Flickr. You could have something, there's just so many things. And so what I want to do is being able to connect with everybody. I know some people like to be more kind of anonymous over here, but if I could be in connection with the most amount of people in a lot of different places. So even if, let's say, Steve Jones, someone who might be Steve Jones over here, maybe is actually, Steve Stevenson somewhere else or something like that. But whatever it is, I'm still not losing that fan. I mean, there was a time when I had over thousands of fans on my original YouTube, and then I made a second account, and then at that time they were like, you can't have, so this was even here on YouTube. This was like, I don't know, early 2014, 15, somewhere around there. They're like, you can't monetize if you have 2 accounts, you've got to shut one down. And the one that I was doing more business like was this one. So and then they actually shut down that other thing. And I lost all those. They didn't even give me a moment to say, hey, to message anybody. And of course, you can't do DMs over here either. So I had no way to let any of those people know. And that was actually more, that original channel was actually like more of a local channel where I'd like, film parades or, cute little, dog events that I would go to and different things, local kinds of events. So I have been through the mill with these apps and with the social media, trying to work social media for my businesses. And I have, I've had so many ups and downs, and I'm grateful for the ups. And the downs actually are lessons. I always say, what they say, it's still, even a negative experience teaches you things. So those lessons I have learned from these experiences have taught me to, find ways to be connected to people. So, I finally got to a point where I was sick and tired of waiting. Who knows how long it would actually take if they were ever going to restore my Facebook accounts and my Instagram and my Threads and stuff. And Threads was another one. There was a lot of creative people on Threads, and I was connecting to a lot of makeup artists, local beauty people, and hoping to collab with people and actually doing lots of promoting over there. And I lost that from that being shut down, which, so anyway, I had to make a whole new account. I had to use, because they make you use your phone number, and I had to get a text app so I could have a different phone number, because they wouldn't let me use my original phone number because that's attached to the old account. I had to use a different email and a different phone number and all these different things. And I'm now using my name with my middle initial, so they sort of know it's me, but at the same time, it was new enough, that different enough that they were able. But then even the first week, it has been, they weren't letting me friend as many people. They wouldn't let me friend as many people right away. And, so then I'm having to text the people that I know and then say, hey, please add me, because they're limiting how many people I can add. They weren't even letting me DM people in Messenger, because they were only could only once I was actually friends with somebody, then my messages would go through. So, but then, like 3 or 4 days late, now I'm okay. Now I'm adding friends, whatever. But I'm still doing everything very slow, because the last thing I need is to flag and do something. And because they had a thing, like the first day they only let me friend like 4 or 5 people. And they're like, oh, because of spam rules, we don't let people, it was just, they've got their way of doing things now. And so but you gotta play their game. The thing is, that's where I have the most amount of active customers, whether it's hair customers or people buying products from me, on Facebook, and Instagram. So, and like I said, there was a lot of good connections on Threads. So it was necessary for me to create a new account. And you can definitely friend me over there, and you can definitely connect with me over there, and please do, because like I said, I don't want to ever have something happen where something shuts down and I lose people. So I know it seems like very boring to talk about, and she's talking about it again, but this is an ongoing issue. And for me to keep connections, for me, connections are very important, because yes, you might not be a beauty customer, but you might be a customer in some other way, okay? Or the problem is the same thing with Patreon. I had accidentally, somehow there was a second account, and I spent months with one of their people who was helping me, supposedly, and it took long, and then there was some weird scam thing that seemed like one of their people was trying to get me to do something, and then I looked up something. They said something a certain way, and I said, wait a second, it sounds shady. And I looked it up, and I said, wait a second, I don't need to give them that information for them to help me. So then I looked it up myself, and I was able to delete that second thing on my own. But I still have, my issue is, now I have the issue of setting it up the way I want to set it up, and I can't figure it out. And I was going to hire a client's college student, but at the same time, I don't really want them all that involved with what I'm trying to do. So that's the hardest thing. I am not a tech person, okay? But I need someone and I had the person I'd originally hired to help me bailed out, and I really need someone to help me do something, and I'm really trying to find the right person to help me set it up with all the pictures that I have and all the content that I want to post on there. So it really is a challenge. And as soon as I'm just getting to the point where I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to work on, this is also, and then boom, something else happens. So I also have a family member that's very, very sick right now in the hospital. So there's been a lot. I have been getting, daily updates and trying to be involved, but at the same time, still being able to having to work and take care of home and take care of everything. So feels like, even though February's a short month, this has felt like the longest month, okay? This has felt like, every time I think the last month has felt like the longest month, the next month it feels like the longest month in terms of the amount of responsibilities that have been heaped on me, on us in general. So it's been a lot. So anyway, fun time now with the products. So that's my fun. My fun is, I'm very lucky that what I do for a living is a fun job, okay? to me, all of the social media stuff is administrative. The bookkeeping, the amount of posting, creating new content, editing content, making, a lot of things. I, made my husband's demo reel, a new demo reel for his acting. I did a lot in this last, and I figured out how to do some things I didn't know how to do before. So I may end up being the one to help to set up this Patreon, but it's a lot for me because I have so many other responsibilities. So believe me, everything is in the works, and I just wish I could just blink an eye and have it done in the evening, and then have it all set up, and it would have been done a year ago, if something crazy didn't have to keep coming up, or some weird thing, So, and then, like I said, it was unfortunate. Had I just been able to get the help last summer that I really wanted, it would have been up right now. So, it's, and intentions are there. And, if I could just have what I keep saying, if I could just have 3 or 4 uninterrupted days without the responsibilities of everything being heaped on me, and I could figure it out, and I could get it done. But so yeah, so that's where we're at right now. Okay, so product wise, we went through. It's hard to believe because I had bought so many Bath and Body Works things, and had so many, but over time, it was time to go through them. I'm still down to like this much of all the ones that I bought, because I kind of take turns of what I use. So warm vanilla sugar is one of my favorites. This has been tried and true since the 90s. Super popular scent. This is one of the first ones I used up this month, and it's excellent. It's excellent. Just fantastic. And of the other ones I used up the Christmas one, the Brighten Christmas Morning. And what else did I use? I also used the Strawberry Snowflakes. These were all the winter scents. Now, they've already gotten their spring and summer scents. The spring I talked about last time with the Easter, with the bunnies, and they're so cute. But I don't know if they have the body washes that go with those, but I've already gotten messages, emails, and notifications saying about their summer scents. I already have the beachy stuff, the beachy theme, that coconut and Waikiki and all that, and I definitely will, stock up because I went through so much. So it was those 3, and then I went through my Avon Cozy Vanilla Coconut, and then I also went through the Senses Vanilla Cream Bubble Bath. So it was a lot of bath stuff, and a lot of shower gel and body wash, and all that stuff got used. Okay. Oh, and then the smaller one also, the vanilla shower gel. So those were all 3 Avon in the Senses collection. Okay. So product I haven't talked about much is the Daily Microfoliant. This I use once in a while. I don't use it daily. It's a great skin scrub. You can either just wet it down in your hands and scrub your face with it, or what I usually do, I actually mix it with a little bit of face wash. It's in a gel skin cleanser, and then put the exfoliant in there and kind of combine it so it's a little thicker, because this by itself with water is just granules. So I like kind of mixing it into more of a paste almost, and then as a face wash. So this is excellent. It's very good for exfoliating, very good for getting a lot of the surface wrinkles, working on those kind of fine lines. Excellent product. Dermatologica. Okay, and hairspray wise, I used up, oh, that's right, there was a second. I knew there was another one of these. There was another shower gel too. So I went through with a lot of from exercise. Okay, so hairspray wise, my Chi Luxury. This is what I use when I'm all done. After I've styled my hair, you can see I went a little bit back to more reddish tone. It was just getting a little too blonde for me. I either like my hair to be really blonde, like white, kind of like a Lita Ford kind of blonde, or Anna Nicole Smith kind of blonde, or I like it darker, or I like it really dark. I like it, or darker red, or really dark. I don't like it when it gets to that where it's almost yellow. Just the whole thing looks like yellow. That's not me. It's like I can't even tell that there were highlights. I like more of the contrast and different things. So anyway, that's what I just did. If this will still lighten up a little bit, I mean, it's all over. Even from when I first did it 4 days ago, it's lightened up some because it was almost, somewhat darker at first. But, it's kind of like, it's one of those things that the more you wash it, it kind of fades up. And I guarantee by the end of the month, I'll probably be looking the way I looked beforehand, because it just fades, after a while, it fades off the hair and kind of like, some reason that's how my hair ends up, as much as I want to have darker, so that's how it is. Okay, so hairspray wise, this is the Chi Black Seed. I use the black seed oil as a styling oil, and then this is the hairspray that goes with it. It's not a sticky hairspray. This is more like a light shine. It's like hairspray and shine and light hold, but it is a really nice, it gives a nice lift and body, and just a nice all-around finishing hairspray is more what it is. It's just, and it has the nice scent of the black seed. There's hardly anything else in here, but it's just that. It's not like a sticky helmet head. Most hairsprays now are not sticky helmet head hairsprays. But they still, like, this will give hold and give shine, but at the same time, it's like, it just, I can still run my hands through my hair. That's what I like. I don't want my hair to be so stiff. So that's one of the good ones. Okay. So, all right. One of my TJ Maxx hauls was this Sweet Like Candy body mist, but I use this as a bathroom spray. This is Sweet by Candy Ariana Grande. Excellent. This was the Sweet by Candy. The actual fragrance is very, very expensive. But this was the body spray that I guess usually goes with the set. But this was only $7.99 TJ Maxx. It lasted quite a while. Really good, nice spray. It just pays to go to TJ Maxx sometimes, and you can just find some goodies, as opposed, that would probably be $27, $37 if you went to Ulta. Okay, another one of the scrubs I use, this is from my website, the Eastinox Clinical Collagen Booster. This is an excellent, this is the micro needling scrub. This is that scrub that sometimes I would mix with that Dermatologica scrub, but sometimes I use it on its own. This it not only helps with the collagen, which helps with the plumping. This is like another one of those best kept secret products that really, it helps with the tightening. It also helped me with a lot. It actually brought out a lot of things to the surface. I had a lot of blackheads that were, especially in here, it was almost like they were just infested. I never could get things to come out. And when I first started using this, I got that. It was almost like a breakthrough. And then everything leveled off and everything was good. But it's still like, then my skin gets, just after a while, just gets used to things. So that's when I made that video about the Stridex pads, because that almost takes it to a whole other level. But I still use, I already replaced this one with one that I got from my website. This is excellent. And this is still like one of those once a week, twice a week kind of thing, just like that exfoliant. It's just one of those things that, like, it helps. It's better than just using the same cleanser every single day, every single night. same moisturizer or whatever. It's, you know, it's sometimes it helps to use these extra things to help, you know, kind of like, it's almost like your skin gets used to something. And if it helps it to always kind of mix up the routine, and then your skin's always in that, getting freshen mode, as opposed to just kind of settling in, you know, if that makes any sense. Okay, so one of my favorite shampoos in my hair routine is the Argan. This is also from my website, and I have talked about my. Okay, so here's the 3 steps. Well, this is the conditioner of this, but okay, so I have 3 lines. I have the Dr. Groot line, which is the shampoos in this big tall bottle. Then I have the shampoo of this, Way to Grow, and I mix together, and then the shampoo of this one. This one is an anti-frizz shampoo. This is from my website. This is the Lasting Botanicals Argan and Castor Oil. This has, you can see the little argan, and then this is the Way to Grow, Not Your Mother's, and then the Dr. Groot. Okay, so I use a little bit of each, put it in my hands, wash, rinse, go through it again, rinse, repeat, do that, and then I use the conditioner of this, line, and this is the serum. I ran out of the serum of this, and I've now since replaced it, but this also is just a liquid, and I squeeze it into the 2 conditioners, and this is a very important serum, helping replace the thinning. It really is amazing. The Dr. Groot line is excellent if your hair is thinning and you want to have some body, if you want your hair to start replacing itself, if you have a hair loss issue. Now, I'm not saying if you have hereditary balding and you have hormonal balding, which most men have, a combination, I can't change back what you've already lost, but it does help replace, and it can stimulate some growth in things that you may have thought were never going to come back. You know, I can't guarantee you're going to have a full head of hair in 2 months, but I will say that I see results. I've seen men with bald spots like this go down to shrink to like this in 6 months. I see it go like this by the end of the year. And we're talking, and then see it like this, and then it may take a full year, or it may just level off, but at least you'll still have more than you had before. With women, it seems like it helps come back. Boom. Me, I had it back here. I had it back here. And amazing. It helps to fill in, but it's maintenance. You have to keep it up. And the same thing, my husband also uses, he alternates between this line, the Dr. Groot line, which is also sold on my website, and the Nioxin line. So I have him using both, because he has it, you know, he needs stronger needs, you know, because by being male, his receding hairlines on both sides of the family, especially his mom's side, which is the side that's kind of takes over, and then you have just what you call when the hormonal kind of leveling off that men get from aging, right? So if you're using it, what it is the products help stimulate the circulation and have Rogaine in the products, and the Rogaine, or the what is it, minoxidil is the generic term, help stimulate the growth. And it may take a while. You may get just a lot of little bit, you know, fuzzies, baby hairs, but once you get it, like I always have a little bit of baby hair, and they always look more pronounced when I first do my roots, a little darker. In general, with whether it's males, females, whatever, you can definitely start to see. I had a woman who lost the sides of her hair due to, I think it's medication, or maybe a combination of medication and stress, and it's come back almost completely. Of course, within a year, but it's still from seeing her, telling her about it. 6 weeks later, lots of new hair coming in. Another 6 weeks later, those pieces growing longer, getting thicker. The 6 weeks later from there, it fills in. Believe me, it's hard to imagine, but it makes a difference. Just like a lot of things, it works when you work it, So you have to keep working it. I've tried to tell certain people, they're like, you mean I've got to use that every day? Well, anytime you shampoo. Some people are using shampooing their hair, not as often, but either way, if you are dedicated to, let's say, if you're dedicated to exercise, taking care of your body, if you're taking care of your hair, like if you have a dandruff situation, if you have eczema, psoriasis, all these kinds of things, you'd be using something every day to work on that, okay? So with this is if you've got dry hair, you moisturize it. If you've got dry skin, you moisturize that. If you've got oily skin, you use products to get, counteract the oil. If you don't do anything, you're never going to try, right? You're never going to see any results if you don't try anything. But it's maintenance, it's a journey. Sometimes, some month you might just be leveled off. You might not get any new growth, but it'll help keep you from receding more or losing more. And that's a big thing. So like with my husband, he's sort of leveled off, but we've noticed if he's decides to stop or not take, if we went on a trip and he just, and I'm high maintenance, I bring everything. I'm like, I'm not going to use the stuff in the hotel because I don't know how that's going to react with my hair. I don't know, my hair could be really dry and frizzy using that stuff, and I don't want my hair to look like crap on vacation, So I would say, stay somewhere for a week and he's not using his stuff, gee, you see a lot more hair coming out, and then you kind of go back, it kind of backslides a little bit. It's sort of like pigging out on vacation if you're usually on a diet, okay? It's the same kind of thing. So you want to keep up the maintenance, just like you want to keep up, even if you don't want to backslide with it, okay? It's a similar kind of thing. So these products really do work if you work them. There's a shampoo, there's a scalp therapy with the nioxin, and then there's also a serum that you put on your scalp and work it in. Sometimes it's a mousse, sometimes it's a liquid. They're different things or different types of needs. For a while there, because I was coloring his hair, he was using the ones for color treated hair, and this last haircut we cut off a lot of the old color, and he just wanted to give his hair a break, and now he's totally like salt and pepper gray right now. So he's not using one he's using one for regular hair, not chemically treated. So, but this one does not vary. It doesn't matter if it's color or not color. The Dr. Groot shampoo, which is a big tall bottle I've talked about before, and then this is the serum, so that goes with it. And here you don't put it directly. You could, but this gets rinsed out, and that's what I mix in with my conditioners, and then when I work my conditioner in, I make sure I work it in all together on my scalp, and then run it through my hair, and then rinse it. So each product line has their own little variations, but as long as you're using something, as long as you're using something, if that's what your goals are. If you are okay with your hair thinning and saying, I'm just going to shave my head, I'm going to enjoy being bald, hey, that's great too, But I'm in the hair business, so I'm going to tell you things from my hair business point of view. Okay, last but not least in terms of the body products is the Skin So Soft Supreme Nourishment. This is an excellent conditioner. This is an excellent deep moisturizing body cream. This has coconut oil, and they call it the body souffle, but also has shea, and just excellent thick body cream. It's one of my favorites. But the company, for whatever reason, they were getting new things all the time now. And we had this for about 5 years, and it's a wonderful product. They still have the body wash, and they have a lotion that is much more, less thick consistency, more of a liquid, what I would call a liquid body cream or liquid body lotion, as opposed to a thick. This was very thick. So they kept those two things from this line, and they don't have this anymore, which kind of really bums me out, because same thing with that one Senses line that had the coconut. For whatever reason, they've moved into a different direction, and so they're discontinuing some of my favorites, which I'm not too happy about. Okay, so makeup wise, I went back to my voluminous mascara. This was my tried and true favorite mascara 30 years ago. Used it for a long time, and then somehow they changed it, and I kind of wasn't a fan of it. And then I started using all these other mascaras and all these other brands and all these different things, and then for like this past year, I developed that eye sensitivity. So I decided, let me just try this again. And somehow this time it didn't bother me, and I like it. So then right now, this has been my main, this one and the CoverGirl one that I've talked about in other videos. That's the Cleantopia. But these two don't irritate my eyes. But so I just want to include that in my empties. And then this, I was so shocked when I did that She Glam haul a few months, or maybe now a year ago. I was not, some things I liked and some things I was not too keen on, but this was from the Wonka collection, and they had a whole lot of things that were chocolate themed. This lip gloss, I would say, was one of my, it's still one, I'm going to replace this one. I'm so glad they still have the line in stock. Because this was a lip gloss that had tasted like chocolate. It is so delicious. It is, and I didn't know that She Glam is the makeup line to Sheen. And so when you first order, you get this strange message saying, do you know that you are doing business from China? And I was like, at first I was like, oh no, I just kissed my credit card goodbye. And it turned out everything was fine. It just, for some reason, they put this, they send you this message. So but a lot of, I was like thinking to myself, well, all the big makeup influencers use this line, review this line. They go on brand trips. It's got to be a reputable company. It's just so new in general. It's new. But it is a separate, I mean, you can go from the Sheen website to She Glam, and I didn't see that you can go from She Glam to Sheen. It just looks like a She Glam website. But it's the strangest thing, but it really is their thing. But they have several capsule collections that are certain. They have like a Marilyn Monroe makeup collection. They've got different themes. I think there's like a SpongeBob full things. And then this Wonka collection has like a whole palette that is chocolate and all these beautiful chocolate rich brown colors, and this one has this smells so good, smells delicious, and it's a great lip gloss, and it's kind of like a neutral kind of a nude color. So you could put it on top of, it's not pigmented enough to change the color of anything, but it's just, it tastes really good. But I have stretched this out beyond belief, and it is definitely time to replace it, but it's excellent. It is excellent. And one of my favorite lip glosses of all time. So anyway, that is all the empties. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you get something out of some of the advice I give and some of the different recommendations. And so anything many of these things that I did talk about that are available on my website, if it's your first time ordering, there is a welcome code WELCOME10, welcome in capital letters with the 10, the number 10, and will get you 10% off. So if you're interested in the shower gels, if you're interested in trying some of the other products, we also have that purple outfit that I wore a couple videos ago with the little jacket. That's still available. $39.99, and then you 10% off. You get a little money off of it. It's like taking care of the tax. Hey, or a little less. But still, every little bit helps, right? If you like that outfit, or if you want to give that outfit as a gift for someone, that's a really cute outfit. So there's all different kinds of things there. Right now we even have some more men's things added. I think there's got like everything from men's t-shirts and boxer shorts, and I think they're branching out more, men's socks, more things that we'll be able to have more. And they've got men's cologne, we've got some men's aftershaves, and some jewelry, quite a bit of men's jewelry. So it's nice to have some things to offer, especially if you've got an anniversary coming up, or if you're watching me and you want to buy for a male, or you're male buying for female, whoever's buying for who. I don't really care who wears what. But anyway, as long as you're checking out my site and buy something, that I really appreciate the support. Because until I get other means up and running. Now I am going to start doing lives, and when you do lives here, there's something called the super chat where you can send sort of like a tip thing too through YouTube. So that is available as well, sort of like when you send stars on someone on a Facebook Live, or you send little gifts like on TikTok Live or some of these other things. So that is available too. So I'm trying to figure out when to be regular. I was going to do Sunday nights, but right now we're still in award season. So we had the SAG Awards last week and the Oscars this week. So that's not a good time. But Saturday is Saturday night. Maybe I was thinking Friday night, but I wanted to come in and film this. So I'm still trying to figure out when I'm going to come in live. I may start. It's just hard with my schedule because I'm not. I can be one weekend. I can be free to do something, and then the next weekend I'm totally jammed. And so I don't want to say, oh, I'm always going to be live, I'm always going to do this. Sometimes I just can't. So I'm working on things behind the scenes and trying to figure out what's going to be best. And it might just be a weeknight. It might just be like a random Wednesday, or it might just be, or every other Wednesday or something like that. I don't know. But I do want to be more regular and consistent. Maybe Thursday, I don't something like that. So we'll see. But anyway, I just want to keep you guys informed and let you all know what's happening. Thanks so much always for the following. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.